Hello everyone. So I wanted to do another video, mainly just talking about some current community mobbing that I've dealt with within the last few days. This is just for documentation purposes, well, and also for sharing and examples of things that you might run into. Okay, so it's holiday season, right? It's really weird because it feels like while it's been going on, like they've really been trying to mob up lately with the whistling to get me to do whatever. I mean, I don't know what they expect me to do. I mean, anyways. So, the, it's just so ridiculous. Okay, so yesterday, I go into work, so it's about 2:15. They tried color coding. I'm sorry, color sensitivity. They tried using color with the whistling. Okay. So they had one person, with the red. Because, red, I mean, it's the holiday season. I mean, it's not really going to get to me during the holiday season. Whatever. So, but anyways, they're really trying with the red. I don't know, is that like a rule or something that you have to use red? I don't know. But anyways, so so they did that. Okay, so wearing red while whistling. See me start whistling. I mean, I understand that people whistle. I've never had an issue with whistling before. This is all new since the sensitization has come about. And I've talked about in previous videos how it was made obvious that that was starting, how that was a thing. And so anyways, that started about 2:15. A coworker did that at Mole Prudes. Rhymes with Mole Prudes. I'm not going to say the name, but it rhymes with Mole Prudes. So anyways, a grocery store. So anyways, so that happened. I'm like, whatever. Anyways, so go on about my day, and there was near the end of my shift, I would say, let's see, 9. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think around. Anyways, maybe I should write down the time. Anyways, so it was about 8, 9. They had like 5 different people whistling. They did this yesterday around like the same time. I don't know. I was thinking like sometimes when they mob up, is there like a meeting and then they come from the meeting and then they do it? Like, how do they know to all mob up? Like, how do they. Anyways. I mean, I can understand maybe one person wants to whistle, but 5 different people, and this is all ages, like different people, all within the, and doing it like when I'm around, and doing the little, just retarded. Anyways, so that's what they were doing. Yeah. And like I said, like I noticed it kicked up during the holiday season. Like they want someone to snap during the holiday season. Yeah. That's pretty messed up. I mean, that's really sick. But these people are sick, you know. And let's see what else. Again, with the whole hints toward prostitution, um, the private bathroom, reading the code. This was a few weeks back. Someone deaf or couldn't speak, and they wanted to know the code, so I had to ask someone about the code because I don't use that bathroom. Because so many hints were made about it. Anyway, so I go, and one of the other employees that's been kind of doing the gang stalk on kind of on the down low, not really, you know, smiled, like looked real happy when I asked for the code, like that was the thing to do. Like they're trying to push me into that situation. I don't know if they had like a cop there, maybe, or what is gonna go on, if someone's gonna do something, attack me, or, arrest me. But the thing is, California just made it like that would be a non-violent crime. So I don't know, like, Like, it would be considered a non, I guess it'd be considered a non-violent crime. Or if, like, oh, the laws don't apply to certain people, but to others they do. Because I've had, like, straight up criminal ass people. Like, you get, like, normal. None of these people are normal. Like, clean looking people do it, and then I've had, like, total, like criminal looking people do it, you know. This I've had teenagers do it, I've had young kids do it. Now with the young kids, I blame the parents. Like, I think, well, the parents have the control. The young children are like, oh, do this and I'll give you like a toy, or do this and you can have this later, or even to some extent, oh, you better do it because, or else, you know. I mean, they're little small, they're children, right? They don't have a lot of control over their lives. Like, I'm not gonna take it out on a small child. But, you know, it's just it's so disgusting. But yeah, like, teenagers will do it. And, like, yeah, it's like usually like a group will do it, or like the mimicking, and it's just like, and I know not everything is mimicking, but sometimes you can tell, or sometimes they do it like right close to each other, so you can, like, yeah, just another jab. I don't know these people. These people don't know me. They probably hear some bullshit. They probably think they know, but, like, they must not, like, honestly, like, trying to figure out what's been going on in this place has been crazy, because, like, I thought, oh, okay, you know, there's hints towards prostitution and drugs. And then you get, like, these people who don't look like they're have anything to do with drug or prostitution, but that doesn't really matter. I guess it's like you can't really tell anyway. And maybe there are people just been told lies. Oh, community put, oh, this person's dangerous terrorist. Oh, all this stuff. Maybe they're spouses of cops. Maybe they're cops. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But again, like, we all know it could be it could be anyone that does this thing. Like, it doesn't have a specific kind of person, so to say. It's across the board. Anyways, but yeah, they've been doing that, trying to sensitize me to the whistle. They're trying to get the color in. You know, fuck you. You know, honestly, I'm obviously saying fuck you to the gang stalkers, not to the viewer. But if you are a person who does this, who likes to community harass people, who likes to vigilante police people that you don't like, got news for you. I got news for you. You're stepping on the wrong toes, because you have a whole bunch of people who aren't falling for this fucking bullshit. They're gonna call you out, and eventually your little program is gonna die. Eventually, over time. And there's gonna be a whole bunch of people speaking out about their experiences. And how many years? I mean, anyways, a lot of people are coming out. And you can censor the internet all you want. There are other places on the internet people can go. So boo the fuck who. And you know what? You can try and censor those too. I suggest, like me, I'm going to start getting more into coding. I have very basic coding knowledge, but I do have some. I suggest, if you are somewhat knowledgeable in that sector, to just take up on computer science. I mean, especially now that we're thinking about, that we're seeing that maybe the technology is there to, like, mess with people on a technological, in a tech way. Best to figure out what's going on. You know, and then even if you're, like, really, even if you go way further out there and you're doing the whole matrix thing, then you really want to know how to code. But anyways, so yeah, I'm thinking that's a good idea, just in general. It's a good skill to have, but in general, fuck these people. They want to have, like, They want to have the control over all the technology so they can control people and they can get into your mind and they can do all this shit. Fuck you. To be honest, you don't. Whatever. Like, other people can't do that shit. Yeah, no. You're not gonna have monopoly on that. You're not gonna have the control over everything. People are gonna throw a wrench into that. Anyways, that's obviously, let's think of all the groups that would be involved. And I'm gonna do another video on the tech, because originally on my other channel, before I got into this, because this happened to me, I was gonna go into technology and spirituality, because, and how that affects spirituality and certain things, and I've kind of been interested in that. Even though now I carry a flip phone because my cell phone got hacked. And even then, I think, they can get into that too, probably. But anyways, I was going to get into that anyways, the technology. So that was already going to be a thing. But I have some stuff in Psychology Today magazine, and it was talking about the brain tech. And then there was an old one that I found the other day that was touching on the same thing. So I'm going to do a video on that. But anyways, getting into it. So if you think about it, if all these things are really happening, you have the tech world involved, obviously, yeah, the MK Ultra stuff, so you definitely have the intelligence community in on it. Obviously, that's going on. You have criminal elements that we all know that. Pharma, big pharma. You have drugs, illegal and legal drugs. You have the mental health institute, you have all these things working. Biotech, so you have biology, so you have like the medical field and the tech field. If all this is actually legit, all these groups are working together. Not everyone in the groups are, but there is a huge conglomerate of this shadow thing, and within all these groups. Come on, you know that shit's happening. But anyways, so it's interesting. I want to do a video on that. But yeah, wow. This is insane. Yeah. Again, they want to confuse us, and they want to... And also, it's interesting because with the whole prostitution thing, and the drug thing, I know I'm not, a hot young thing, so I think, I don't know, I honestly think either it could be, trying to get me to commit a crime so they can arrest me for whatever reason, or that I've called someone out or something, or that they were involved in some sort of thing. I do live in a state with a huge human trafficking, percentage. It actually went down with the current administration. Interestingly enough. But so yeah. There's that. So I don't know. I'm probably getting off topic because I just wanted to talk about my mobbing experiences and what they were using and what they were doing in this video, and I'm gonna continue about other things, but I kind of got off topic. But it's still related, of course. But yeah, I don't know. Is it MK Ultra? Or are they just going after? Because they tried it before. It never stopped. They want to use all the new gadgets. They're not gonna stop. You really think, oh, you got caught, don't do it again. Oh, we stopped the program. You really think they stopped the program? Yeah, I don't think so. So I'm going to do some reading, too, about some stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and upload, well, I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to read it first, but it's just interesting. Also interesting because at one point, because I'm a veteran, my first job I was thinking about getting in the military, I actually took a test for the intelligence, but I don't know if I mentioned it before, the test was it was like cassette player, and it was really fast and rapid. Anyways, so I was like, whatever. I'm glad I got out of that. That must be a crazy. That probably would have been entrapment central. But anyway, so I don't know. It's get really aware, and that's the funny thing. Like the other day, we were talking about Facebook. We were doing inventory. We were talking about Facebook of me and some of two other employees. One employee did the audio whistling when I first started. We tried that shit, knocked that down real fucking fast. Anyways, so so she was talking about like information and social media and human trafficking. Like it got into human trafficking, and then the guy was like, started being like, oh la la la, you know, like literally, he started being like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm hearing, because she started talking about slavery in other countries and human trafficking and sex trafficking, and he's like, oh la la la, and she's like, yeah, it's a big thing. In fact, this city is pretty big for it. And he's like off and like trying not to hear it. It's amazing. Are these people in total denial, or they're probably just scared because, you know, they know it's a thing. You know, come on, the world is not unicorns and butterflies. We all know that the shit goes on. But anyways, so that was interesting. He's all like, la la la, I don't want to hear this. Well, tough. Grow the fuck up. Anyways, so I'll do some more video. I really want to do the technology video, and I also want to do a video where there's some comments I want to address, like I maybe haven't gotten around to them. I want to address them. There was one about projections, pictures, like what I guess a lot of people would call visions. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I'm going to address that in another video. I'm going to address some other comments in another video. And talk about the tech. Also want to talk about, I got to do the reading to do the intelligence stuff. But anyways, I think I've rambled enough. I've rambled enough. I just wanted to get it out there, and I want to kind of document what happened. Yeah, they're trying to amp it up. It's like, grow up, man. How these people are I'm assuming it's drugs that they're getting, or some kind of payment. I don't know. Maybe a raise. Maybe they get incentives, raises. Maybe people get discounts. Also, too, we're pretty close to the university in the Berkeley area. So, that's probably a huge element of that coming from there. I had criticized the school before because of some really messed up practices that they were doing, and also with the riots. And that's when I called out a activist group that was going after innocent people and beating people up and pretty much tearing the place down. And the cops were criticized as well because they didn't do anything for a while. So, you know, there's plenty of people who don't like me. Not a big name online, although I was interacting with a bigger name online that was calling that shit out, so maybe that was part of the reason why they went after me. And they're like, oh, well, she doesn't have many people following her, or she's not very well known, or she doesn't hang around a lot of people, so let's go after her. Let's make her snap and make her look crazy, and then pin off it on these other people. So that might be a thing. Maybe it's a mixture of the elements, like I said. Like, it's hard to really see what's going on. And that's part of the thing. You know, maybe the sex trafficking thing is going on and the drug trafficking thing is going on. It sure seems like it is. Or maybe that's just to make me think that it's going on. High likelihood that some of that is going on. Or maybe just to make me act out of fear. Because, you know, I've been threatened to be taken a few times. You know, it's, you know, that's been done a few times. Whatever. Probably not. I mean, because especially pretty soon, you know, I'm going to have a little more people knowing what's going on. People already know what's going on. So if anything happens, you know, At least some names are definitely, you can run, but you can't hide unless you're going after it with a different name. I have names and pictures of some of these people. You know? You want to do some major time? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You can do major time just for what you're doing now once it gets proved. Coercion, conspiracy, all that stuff. You know? Not to mention other stuff. Really, really big time. Leave me alone. But anyways, they don't learn. You see how stupid some people are? Anyways, so I wanted to end this with a tarot card. Okay, and it's the Chariot. And I want you to look at the representation on this card. This is a Thoth. This is a Thoth, kind of a Thoth clone here. Can you see that? Full armor. Solar plexus, kind of like that's where the disc is, that will shining forth. And like, look at where the horses would be traditionally with the rider. You'd have the white and the black horse representing, you know, one of the representations is like the emotion, like the different like emotions and the different ways we can go. Like, you know, we're being pulled here, we're being pulled there by our emotions, by our thoughts. And like, I like this one though, because if you actually look, you probably dig this image offline, but there's 4 different bodies and 4 different heads and they're all mixed up. I think that's even a better representation of how we feel when we're going through this. The Chariot is like a card of will, of willpower, of moving forward, of going into battle, and then you've got like these. But there's order here. They're not going either which way, but they are mixed up. And that's another thing, you know, we get mixed up. We see things, they want us in a state of confusion. And I just felt like this right here, I would look it up. Go ahead, like the Thoth deck. But yeah, they're Millennium Thoth. But, yeah, we're mixed up sometimes when we let it get to us. But we have to figure out a way to work with that whole jumbled mess that we sometimes feel. You know, we feel like jumbled mess. We feel like we don't know we are in the dark. We don't know everything that's going on. We know a lot of stuff that's going on directed at us, but we don't know the behind the scenes. And that gets us all mixed up in our emotions, our feelings, our thoughts. We get like in a space. And I just felt like that card, the way the traditional horses are represented, was really, 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 you know, significant to our situation. But anyways, I've rambled enough. Don't let it get to you. Be in control. Have a strong will. If we're at this point where we know what's going on and we're calling it out, we have a pretty good strong will. So, just keep that up. So, until next time, stay in your power, stay in your peace, be strong.